save the world. I'll be waiting by your phone. I will catch you when you fall. Just remember that I can be your hero. I'll be standing by your side.
Hey, so what's up guys, this is Chronic Rush HD and welcome back to episode 14 of my Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Rotation and Location Hardpoint Guide. Today we're going to be looking at the map Yemen. This is probably one of my other favourite maps to play Hardpoint on, just because it's one of those close combat quarter maps. So let's get into some of the zones. This map is different and similar to Raid because it's got 5 zones, so there's only 2 maps in this whole game which have 5 zones. So let's get into Zone 1. Zone 1 is where the B flag would be in a Yemen domination, which is this area here. So like, it's around here, it's round about here. So you got, this is probably like most of the Zone 1s, it's probably one of the most competitive zones in the maps. So you've got various places of taking it. I believe you can capture it from behind this barrier, so it does reduce the chance of getting shot from different areas. Also, here the enemies tend to sit. I'm not sure if you can capture it here, but it's worth a try. Also, you need to watch out for enemies sitting behind this, because this is the head glitching spot, which gets extremely frustrating, but a good old nade will clear an enemy out there, say from back there. You just need to watch out for enemies up there, likewise running across there and there. So this zone is probably one of the hardest. So let's get straight onto Zone 2. Zone 2 is the bit up here in this building, and it's the upstairs bit. So this whole upstairs bit, there's various ways of getting in this building. You got one way is coming up the traditional staircase. The second way is coming up. Oh, you can't get up there. But it's coming up the scaffolding through one window, and also you can take the scaffolding around and then surprise attack if they are, say, looking at just the staircase. You can surprise attack them like that. And also the scaffolding with a ladder to get into this window. This zone is one of those zones where the enemies will just, if you're here first, they will just constantly chuck in grenades, and it's going to make your life hell if you're the only person here until your enemies get here, just because there's so many different entries of getting in. You just need to watch out for here from enemies coming there. I find that if you say are spawning around this area here, and you just need to watch out for there, which they will mainly come from, because that's one of the only ways they can get in to actually get into this building, or here. So you just need to sit on this window, move back and forth, looking in both sides. It's a pretty easy spot once you get enough teammates in here, like some of the hardpoint zones. But once you get in here with enough teammates and set up properly, you should be fine to get most of the points out of the hardpoint zone. So let's move on to Zone 3. Zone 3 is the market area in this back bit. And this is one of those areas where it's kind of like a bit of a mind F when you come in here and say there's a teammate in here or an enemy in here. It's like the map in Map Meltdown and stuff, where you got all the pillars. These things just confuse you. I don't know why. It's just so many things to, like, it just shortens the line of sight, or whatever, blocks it, that's the word. Blocks the lines of sight. And yeah, so you've got various ways of getting in, such as this staircase here, this staircase, and you can jump in through this window, and likewise in this like broken archway window thing. So this zone is the other one where it gets completely bombarded with grenades if you're here first. But I also find this zone is probably one of those zones where you can maximize your points. If you got your enemies running in through there and your teammates are spawning around here, you could kind of sit behind here. Say then you jump on here to get your 200 points. It's not really a good team player tactic, but you can jump on here, capture the 200 points and jump back off. Then an enemy will walk back on, kill that enemy, jump back on, get another 200 points, and continuously repeat this pattern, and you will get sorry guys, tons of points. So that's one dirty tactic, let's say. But there's various places of lines of sight for you to look down. If you are spawning around this area here, or have a teammate looking down this line of sight. You could use these boxes or kind of line head glitch kinda as a line of sight. Also this one here. You also want to be watching out for this building here, because there is a staircase leading into that building through here, so enemies will rush up through here. Sorry. And also you need to watch out for enemies who sneak up behind this car, and then they can just spray down you in here. So let's move on to Zone 4. Zone 4 is a bit of a trek away, so let's get going. It's in this spot where quite a few snipers normally sit, so you just need to watch out when you come running down this pathway. I wouldn't advise it, but if you are, just watch out. And this is the smallest probably zone in the whole entire game. It's absolutely tiny. You've got 2 entrances in, and like again, this is another zone where you will get bombarded with nades. I'd advise sitting behind here, lay prone just in case anyone chucks in a bouncing Betty. Flat jacket is always necessary in this spot here. Likewise with most hardpoint zones. And I'd mainly, if you say your teammate is spawning anywhere in this area, just make sure you protect yourself from here. Especially if the enemies have just got Zone 3. Make sure you look at this window, because that is where the main traffic area will be. So there's nothing else much to talk about this zone. You just need to maybe situate an enemy, your teammate around here just to protect you. You could kind of use that as a good spot, and also protect there from there, just to protect from being flanked. Likewise up there. And that's just what you have to do for Zone 4. It's one of those hit and miss zones where it's a bit of luck how many points you get, and you just need to make sure you're on there first to maximise the amount of points. Let's move on